Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bow Boys, and today I figured I'd do a quick video for you on early season whitetail calling tips. Now, the reason I'm doing early season is because right now it's getting towards the end of August, and our season here in Missouri is getting ready to kick off here in a few weeks. So I'm getting excited for it, and I figured everybody else was. So I decided to kind of throw together a quick little video and give you some of the tips and tricks I use early season in calling whitetails. So obviously calling whitetails early season is going to be different than the rut. You're not going to be near as aggressive, and you're really not going to be calling all that much. The first thing you want to do is read the deer's body language. So if that deer is out there and he's got his ears laid back and he's kind of pushing other bucks around, or if the other bucks are already out in the field and he comes out and he's just kind of acting like a bully, then that's whenever I'd pick up a grunt call or snort wheeze at him. So the first call I'm going to talk about is the snort wheeze. Now the snort wheeze is a call that I absolutely love. It's effective all from September to December. The snort wheeze is really effective. And what I want to do, I like doing it better with my mouth than I do with the call. It just sounds more realistic. You get more of a nasally sound when you do it with your mouth, you know. That's what I'll typically do. And if I'll watch the buck, and if he reacts to it and he starts making his way to me, then I won't do it again. I'll wait for him to come within bow range, and that's when I'll make the shot. So the next call we're going to talk about is the grunt call. Now a grunt call, definitely you don't want to do a buck roar on it or anything like that. Just a few soft grunts, just like a rat, rat, and just kind of stop. Because a buck will grunt early in the season, but a lot of times he just kind of does it. I've seen bucks, you know, they'll be out there feeding, and one will just he'll get kind of aggressive with them a little bit, and he'll kind of run off, and he'll kind of grunt a little bit as he does it. So that's the only time you really ever hear grunting early in the season. But for you guys that hunt, I like to hunt off the ground a lot, and especially if I'm in a stand and I get down out of the stand, you know, and if it's a long field, because a lot of the places I hunt, I try to hunt pinch points. So a lot of times those pinch points kind of block your other view of the field. I got a field that's kind of elongated, but there's kind of a bow in the middle. So I'm kind of setting at the point of the bow where it's 40 yards across, and then on the outer side it may be 80 to 100 yards across. So it's kind of difficult for me to see out in those fields a little bit. So a lot of times when I climb down out of the stand, I'll look up and I'll be like, oh crap, you know, there'll be a buck up there. And if there's plenty of light, I'll usually get down and I see one, and I'll immediately hit the deck. I'll hit the ground. And what I'll do from there is I'll kind of watch the deer, how he's doing out in the field, if he's being aggressive with other deer, if he's working a scrape. So what I'll do is I'll kneel down and I'll snort wheeze at him. And if he looks at me and starts making his way to me, I'll stop. But if he's just out there, I'll take my fist and I'll pound the ground. I'll just punch the ground a few times and kind of rake the leaves a little bit, or kind of rake the ground. And I'll watch how he does it. And my dad taught me this a long time ago. We were out in the field on our farm, and there was a buck out in the field, and my dad had snort wheezed at him and started stomping his foot and raking the ground, and the buck made a beeline right to us. And I missed, but I was only like 12. But I remembered that, and I applied it every time I could because it was so effective. And you know, I love hunting off the ground and during the rut because you can be mobile, get where you need to be. It is very difficult, but when it all comes together, it is a rush, and I just love it. And my dad, you know, Dad has hit one of his biggest bucks with a bow ever off the ground on September the 29th by snort wheezing and punching the fist and come right at him, and he was over a gross boon. So, you know, there's just little things you can do early in the season to entice a buck to work his way to you. I know early in the season a lot of guys think, oh well, I'm just not going to call to him, you know, because it's not the rut, he's not going to be aggressive, and that's not the case at all. Early in this, I've seen bucks fight hard early in the season, and the reason they do that is because they're establishing the dominance. The velvet shedding, their testosterone levels are boosting, and they're getting aggressive with one another. And sometimes it turns out in an all-out brawl. And you know, and that comes to another calling tip. That's rattling. When I rattle, I don't do it aggressively. I just kind of click them together a little bit like they're sparring, and if there's deer out there. I don't just do it randomly. I like to see if there's bucks out there, and if they're not coming to me, then that's when I'll allegedly grab a set of Rattling antlers, grab a grunt call, or hit the Snort Wheeze. So guys, I hope this tip video helped you a little bit. I know I'm excited for deer season. It's coming up. I got a lot of great bucks on the trail camera. That'll be in another video here probably this week, and I'm excited for that. But anyways, guys, if you guys are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, hit that little bell so you get notifications, and leave a comment. You know, I love seeing guys' comments on here. And anyways, guys, I'll catch you at the next one, and good luck this fall.